Before we starting this, I have a simple question. Are you a boy or a man? The answer is not as simple as it seems, because it's very difficult to transition a boy to a man. Nowadays, society tries to feminize boys from an early age. You could see this brainwash anywhere, especially in social media. They say masculinity is toxic and the masculine traits are inherently bad. But these are the biggest lies that they could say. Because for a man to conquer, provide and protect these traits are absolutely necessary. If you could recognize these lies, that still isn't enough for your change, because you have to pass a test. For the girls to become a woman is simple. They simply reach physical maturity, but not for us. We carry the burden of the performance. If you don't perform as a man, the world will treat you as a worthless man. In addition, if a woman beautiful, the world treat her like a princess, as there is value in her beauty. For a man, this is not the case. You must put in work and create your own value. This is the ruthless reality. However, don't drive to despair. That's a good thing. It means no matter who you are, you can become a high-value man if you put the work to do so. First, observe the men you truly respect in your life. What makes you respect them? Problem-solving skills? The ability to deal with adversity? Provisioning? Courage? Strength? Discipline? Or leadership? You can acquire all of these traits. But let's discuss a few things that will truly turn boys into man. Number 1, responsibility. Nowadays, boys think they can do whatever they think or feel like. But they forget this. Every action has a reaction. Therefore, when they feel the consequences of their action, they often blame other people for the outcome in their lives. Instead of taking responsibility, they complain about problems and consider themselves as the victim in situations. Men completely understand that there is always some ownership to take, even if another person does you wrong. For example, you might have chosen to ignore red flags in a girl, and eventually you might end up cheated. You could blame all the girls. But if you're truly honest with yourself, you can realize you made the first mistake when you ignore the red flags. We are not victims of circumstances, but of our own mind. By accepting your responsibilities, you take charge of your problems and you take charge of your life. That's the beginning of all change, accepting our flaws. We are where we are in life, not because of other people, but because of ourselves. That's why you can change your life anytime. Number 2, less talking, more action. We all have a friend who talk a big game, always bragging about how many girls he slept with, how much money he has made, and finally, he is a martial artist. These type of guys have some beautiful stories to go along with the bragging. But the end of the day, it was all talk. To become a ladies' man, become financially free, or become a good fighter takes hard work and time. Unfortunately, boys pick the easy way to try and achieve the status they want, and they do so by bragging. But with that, they do the opposite, and in the end, they end up a hypocrite. Men know talk is cheap, and that action speaks louder than words. So know when to put your head down and work in silence without breathing a single complaint. Focus on doing instead of talking. Number 3, Stop playing video games and fupping. Be aware that video games are created purely on your innate desires as a man. Nowadays, an absurd amount of boys and men are addicted to video games. The challenge, competition are the basics of every selling video game, and those are the men's basic nature and desires. These achievements are fake, and if you stuck in video games, you dampen your ambition. Instead, earn real achievements in your real life. The other trap is fapping. You lost yourself in false reality. These online contents are fake conquest. You are watching other people doing that, what you naturally desire. And how do you want to achieve this if you haven't approached the opposite sex? Take action and find real connection, and don't want these fake pleasures. Be aware of this. A lot of men end up with corn addiction and erectile dysfunction as a side effect. Don't end up there. Number 4. Control your emotion. Boys often do whatever they feel like. Men do what they need to do, whether they feel like it or not. We live in a society where often tells boys and men to express their feelings, listen to their feelings, and open up. The term toughen up or be a man is seen as toxic, but this is where things take a serious turn. Men and women in general express their emotions in different ways. When you tell a woman to open up and stop suppressing their emotions, they might talking about their feelings and might cry. But when you tell the same to a man, he could become very violent or might attack someone during a road rage. Because you are listening to your feelings instead of controlling them. Emotion control is one of the most fundamental pillars of masculinity. 99% of school shooters came from a single mother household. Fathers enforce discipline and order in the household. With fatherless rising and the society encouraging boys to just listen to their feelings, can cause serious consequences. I'm not saying you need keep everything bottled up as a man. If there is a serious issue, you might have to talk to someone that you can truly trust, or maybe you have to let it out in the gym. The most important thing you need to look at it objectively. And more often the things are not as big of a deal as we make them out to be. You can detach from the situation and take a deep breath, and you need to think before you act or speak. As the quote says, speaking is silver, but listening is gold. Emotions are not bad. Emotions used badly are bad. Many boys have started going to the gym and have built fantastic, strong physique because of anger and disappointment, and using it in a productive way with this knowledge in mind. You will be shocked at how much potential you truly have as a man. You have your hidden value. You need to find it